Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you an Antspur Rapier build guide in Elden Ring. This will allow you to do great numbers in the DLC. This is very powerful because we're able to use a shield and poke from behind it so we can apply Scarlet Rot and Bleed without even getting hit ourselves. So I'll be going over to stats if we're level 150, and I'll talk about stats you should put into if you're a higher level. So with this, we need the Blood Antspur Rapier, so put a Bleed Infusement on it because this is going to give us 84 Blood buildup with only 16 Arcane, so that's actually really good, and also 50 Scarlet Rot buildup, which is awesome. Against bosses, that can shred them down. Now, I'm using the Fingerprint Stone Shield with no skill, and I'm using Impaling Thrust on the Antspur Rapier because this gives us something that can close distances pretty quickly. As for the gear, I would recommend probably going with the White Mask because this is going to give us increased damage after we trigger Blood Loss, and this build is kind of focused around Blood Loss, so yeah, we're going to want to go with that. And then at least have your poise so it's at least 56, but make sure you're medium rolling. So we got 58 poise there with a medium roll. So 50 figure, 20 mind, 50 endurance. You need a lot of endurance because that's going to give us the ability to shield for a long period of time and not take damage. 48 strength, 20 dexterity. 20 dexterity is the minimum dexterity we need to equip this weapon, and 48 is the minimum strength we got it to equip this. And then 15 faith and 16 arcane. Now, as you level, put the rest of your points in arcane because this is going to increase the blood loss buildup, and it's just incredible the amount of damage we can do with that. So we're also using the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman, and there's two DLC talisman here, but if you don't have the DLC, I'll talk about ones that we can use instead. So obviously you can just use the Turtle Talisman. This is important because when we have our shield up, it allows us to regenerate our stamina, and the Pearl Shield Talisman will boost all non-physical damage negation while guarding. However, if you don't have it, just use the regular Great Shield Talisman, which will boost your guarding ability. So one of these two. I have the Lord of Blood's Exaltation because we have the Bleed set up, so the White Mask and that will increase our damage after we trigger Blood Loss. And we went with 15 Faith because we're able to use some incantations here. So Flame Grant Me Strength and Swarm of Flies being two that I really like. Flame Grant Me Strength is going to increase the overall damage that we deal. And the reason I have Swarm of Flies is we can cast this twice before starting combat. We don't really have a high need for FP, so anything I can waste is good. So that triggered Blood Loss, and now we got our increased damage. So this is an incredible way to stack up Bleed if you don't want to attack with the weapon. We can proc it with about 3 attacks, which is pretty great. You can see there on the 3rd attack, the Blood Loss trigger is triggered, but we're also stacking up Scarlet Rot here. So the nice thing about that is we can apply the Scarlet Rot. Oh, we can almost take them out with a single hit of Impaling Thrust. But the best benefit here is whenever we get Scarlet Rot inflicted, we can just try to trigger the Blood Loss buildup as much as possible, but we can also play defensively, and that's where the shield comes in handy. So as you can see, this doesn't have a really huge area of effect. Oh, he fell off the edge. The biggest downside is compared to the Cross Naginata, which is my favorite shield weapon, the Cross Naginata has a bit more reach than this. So we have to get close with this, but not a huge deal if you got a shield, because you can literally get right up in their face and it's no big deal. Impaling Thrust is a good way to close distances if you need to, but I would always recommend having your shield up once you start getting aggro on you, because that way we're able to block attacks. So I'll just show you the effects of that. And they don't hit really hard, but bosses are going to take down our endurance really quickly. So we can literally just stand here all night taking these hits and just use your light attacks to take them down. But if you're able to catch someone unaware, you can literally just go with a charged attack and it does a ton of damage, and then follow it up with your regular attacks. And you're able to break posture there. So the Antspur Rapier's biggest benefit is the Scarlet Rot. So you can also go with gear that it deals additional damage after you apply Scarlet Rot. So if you don't want to use the Pearl Talisman, you can also go with the Kindred of Rot's Exaltation. So poisoning a Rot in the vicinity increases attack power. And you can also, I have the Dragon Rotten Breath equipped as well. What's nice about Rotten Breath is your Mimic will spam it and apply Scarlet Rot. Another huge thing too is you can summon in your Mimic and equip. So down here I have the Raw Meat Dumpling. So the Mimic's going to use these to heal itself, but you can also apply this, and this helps a lot against the final boss of the DLC, Hefty Rot Pots. So this pretty much will inflict Scarlet Rot on one throw. And that's typically going to apply it to most bosses, or with 2 Hefty Rot Pots, but also alongside your stabbing with the weapon, it's going to apply it. But don't use them yourself, just have it so your Mimic throws them, because your Mimic's going to throw 5 of them, and it doesn't take from your inventory, so that's a nice huge benefit of that. So as I mentioned, Flame Grant Me Strength is a good way to start, and then you apply the Swarm of Flies there, because that is going to trigger Blood Loss buildup, and then we're going to get that increased damage. So if we go in with the charge attacks, it's going to do an incredible amount of damage. So you can see there, 10,000 with that attack, or 1,000 with that attack, but yeah, this isn't a huge damage weapon, but the biggest benefit is applying Scarlet Rot and Bleed at the same time. So 2 of the best statuses in the game. Oh, I got hit from behind there. But yeah, the best benefit of this is Scarlet Rot. So play to that note, and you can use the Kindred or Rot's Exaltation as well to give yourself that increased damage after triggering the Scarlet Rot. Now, the Alvin Arcs are going to be too weak to get hit with Scarlet Rot, but the strategy is literally just that, is going in, holding down your shield, and stabbing. It's a simple gameplay, but it's actually really fun because when you get heavy hitting bosses, you gotta watch your stamina. Now, if you go on my channel and watch my watch the final boss of the DLC. I'm not going to say its name for spoiler reasons, but if you know the name of the final boss, go on my channel and watch my fights against it, because you're going to see this weapon in its full glory against that boss. So yeah, that is the beautiful thing about this weapon, is it shreds down bosses and just regular mobs alike, and you can be protected while behind the shield. So these really do go hand in hand very well, and that is the Anspur Rapier build for Elden Ring. If you found this video useful, please hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.